In this video, you're gonna learn about the PS5s and Xbox Series X and S sales that happened today, and the upcoming PS5 sale that will happen tomorrow, November 14th. I'm Linus Wilson. I give you the tips to get the console that you want. So, there are some standard tricks to check out with the PS5 from the PlayStation Direct Store, which has gone live on the 12th, the 13th, and it's promising to go live on the 14th. And I'm going to walk you through how to jump the queue, get ahead of everybody else, and check out with the PlayStation 5 in this video. We'll also talk about the sales from Walmart, AntOnline, and the new secret retailers that should have stock as soon as next week. Okay, we're going to talk about the PlayStation Direct Store and how you can jump the queue so that you can check out quicker. So they got a queue set up, and this is, they had, we got several cracks at looking at this on launch day, November 12th. And they had a sign up next to the console saying come back on November 13th, which people keyed in on. And they came up around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern, and this went on for about 3 hours, I think. And they have this queue system, and when I got to this queue page at first, it said my estimated wait time was 4 minutes, and then it went up to more than an hour. And it never got below that. The bar just never got better. And during the day, people were giving me tips on how you can get past this page. And the secret to getting past this page is to use the escape key. So you need a computer to do this, something with an escape key. And you put in the address, the direct PlayStation, that's the PS5 page that you're seeing up there. You can just Google PlayStation Direct PS5 and it'll get you that link. And drop that link in and hit it and then hit escape. And if your timing is good, you should hit escape as the page loads, but not too late. If you're too late, you're going to get the queue screen. If you're too early or wrong, it may freeze up like what you see here. It's just kind of a frozen screen. But if you get the timing right, then you get into the store. And when they're not doing the queue system, you can get into the store no problem. But when they're getting ready to drop inventory, they start the queue system, and that's a big signal that they're going to start dropping PlayStation digital and disc, PlayStation 5 digital and disc consoles, right? They're going to start the queue system before they start dropping the consoles. And they're going to drop this inventory several times probably, not all at once, and they're going to kick people out of the... So while the queue systems, you got like 5 minutes in there. For some reason I got kicked out here. I'm not sure why I got kicked out here, but I did relatively early. But typically you're going to get 4 or 5 minutes in there. And typically once you get in there, there's nothing you can do. I mean, you can order non-console products, which I guess is an okay thing if you've not... If you don't have your payment information here, you can Google it, and there's ways to add your payment information through your PSN account. One of low-tech ways is just, and you can do that today in advance before they go live. Probably they'll go live sometime in the afternoon tomorrow. I don't know. We don't know. They didn't say that. They've done. A lot of people thought they were going to go live at 3 in the afternoon because they did that yesterday, but they also went live at midnight. I think they'll probably go live in the afternoon. You can see that I did cart one of those at one point. I wasn't going to check out, but I just carted it for fun. You can see here I've got a frozen screen, so I hit the escape with the wrong timing here. Um, but I was actually able to get in once. This is before I was good at it. But once I was good at it, I was able to get in 5 times, and it got easier each time to, you can. And it's also good to have like open several different browsers, right? So once you're in, you can all your browsers can look at the PlayStation Direct store, and you probably want one browser for the cart if you've carted it already, and you want one browser looking at the consoles to see if they are going in stock, because there's going to be a red button that comes up if they're in stock. And if they're in stock, you don't need to cart them again. You just need to check out your cart. Obviously, you can't check out your cart unless they're in stock, right? So they're saying this is not the page, but this is kind of a preview page. So I need to get to the console page, I think. Here you go, the console page. It says out of stock, but where out of stock is, it should be a red button that comes up, and you can see the little dot that I got one of the consoles in the cart. And so when it goes from out of stock to purchase or whatever the red button says, then that's the time to check out. And you probably have to put in your CVC code, I think, that 3-digit code for your card, to check out, and maybe your payment information. It's not bad. It's not, because of the way it's set up, it's not so botted that everything's going to freeze up. So you could conceivably enter everything in, but if you've got it pre-entered, you're ahead of the game. And then just check out whenever it comes into stock, and hopefully you can cart it, check out all in one go, right? But don't stress. And even if you've got it carded and the sales, so for instance, there's a lot of people that had it carded yesterday but then checked out today, and there's a lot of people that are hoping to check out tomorrow that carded it tomorrow. Now we had tons of people on my Twitter feed who checked out both the digital and disc today. I didn't want to over spam the feed with all the people who did, but it was a substantial number on the YouTube. And so you can see I've got several minutes in here, but I'm going to get kicked out at some point. And then once you get kicked out, don't despair. Don't feel like it's the end of the world. You're just waiting for when it drops, right? And you're going to get a tweet. So probably going to get a tweet from me, Wario, everybody else that does this sort of stuff, that says, hey, the queue has started, right? And then you're also going to get a tweet that's going to say, hey, it's live, right? The digital's live, or that's live. So even if you're not able to monitor it, but you should be. Once the queue starts, you want to stick with it, right? You don't want to go off and do something else. You can do something else, but be by your computer, right? So I thought there were some other important things as you're looking forward to getting an Xbox Series X or S or a PlayStation 5 console. Rent-A-Center seems like it's definitely planning to put a PS5 console as something that they offer. They just haven't had it in stock yet. I guess they're aiming towards January, it seems like, most of the people that have called them. But they definitely are talking about having the PS5 console at Rent-A-Center. And then Kohls could be as early as next week, according to KC Tyler, Con Artist 66. But PS5 Secured here says, I ordered an Xbox Series X from Microsoft, but my local store did have some consoles. A friend of mine was able to get one from Kohls. So Kohls evidently some Kohls have stocked the Xbox Series X. So maybe they got them sitting around and you just haven't picked one up. So it's worth a while to go into Kohls. I don't know. I get the impression it's not a store that a lot of guys frequent. It's kind of so maybe it might be worth it. the and a lot of people talk to their Kohls, and it seemed like they are, as early as next week, but maybe the more likely date is the 27th, Black Friday. One person said it was gonna be first come, first serve in the morning. Supposedly they have kiosks in the store that you can look up their stock with. I don't know of kind of a similar thing to this stock finder website or the My Store for Spot app at Target, but it's an option there. Of course, there's also, it seems like a camping situation for the PS5, and maybe you just waltz in there and no problem. Talk to your local store, see what their plans are for that. Today, of course, there were tons of people camping out at Target and tons of people that secured consoles. And on the 27th, we know that GameStop's going to have at least 2 PS5s and 2 Xbox Series X's per store. So I assume that's going to be a big camping situation. I think a lot of people are going to focus on GameStop, and you're going to have to get there like really early in the morning, really early on Thanksgiving Day to get one on 7 a.m. on Black Friday is when they're going to open, I think, for the GameStop. Okay, and so the other thing I thought was, of course, we had a couple sales of, number one was we had a couple sales. We had one from AntOnline. It was a $410 bundle with the Xbox Series S. It's, Minecraft, an extra controller. It ends in 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate. It seemed like a decent deal to me. Not a lot of people jumped on it because most people are waiting for the PS5, but there was a lot of time that you could have checked out with that, and you're not getting that time with, for instance, with the Xbox Series S at Walmart. So, if you're in the market, it's too bad if you missed it. I want to thank at BK Majestic. He gave some tips on how to jump the queue to bypass the queue. Click escape as soon as the page loads in, bro. Do not do it early, otherwise you get the white screen. So if you're early, you get the white screen. As soon as you see the PlayStation website load in, and right before it puts you in a queue, that's when you do it. Get a computer, and if you don't have one, it's all about timing. Right, okay, so there's the controller bundle. Maybe I have a picture of the controller bundle. And then you see the picture where I carded it, and a ton of people secured the console. Let's see. I think I wanted to be on the, yeah, here we go. Here's Walmart. Okay, so Walmart had the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S in stock today, and that, it went quick, but I just think that the important thing to remember is that Walmart flickers in and out of stock. So just because after you card it and you're trying to check out, it says out of stock, it's probably still going in stock. And if you're refreshing, then you probably are going to be able to check out at some point. For instance, you could have a different browser open and just look at the product page in one browser with the cart page and see when you get the add to cart button, and then you can try checking out then. That might be a decent strategy. Of course, you want to have your payment information in. And, I saw the add to cart button for both the S and X. I didn't try to cart those today, though. So, I think the general thing is, don't give up too easily, both with PlayStation 5, the PlayStation Direct Store, and also with Walmart. That give it a little more time than you think. When you see your first out of stock, it's not the end of the world. I'm Linus Wilson. Subscribe.